So, Forza Horizon 6 just got announced, and I for one am pretty excited. I mean, what's not to like? The map takes place in Japan, a car list full of really cool and niche stuff, customizable garages, and an actual progression system?
You start out as just a tourist in Japan. In wristbands as you complete races on faster, more exciting cars.
On paper at least, this game looks to be the best entry in the franchise since the first game came out way back in 2012. However, what interests me in this case is the car that bears the front cover. This thing, the Toyota GR-GT. So today, I want to try and customize it by giving it a wide body kit, so stick around until the end where you'll get to see the full thing and let me know what you all think. Anyways, let's begin. To start off our GR-GT's journey, I am first going to model the stock car. I'm going to be using images from Net Car Show and looking at Forza's own cover car reveal video as my reference. Now, one thing you'll probably notice is I'm using a blueprint, and whilst it's not the most accurate out there, it is enough to give me a solid idea of where everything needs to be. I do need to adjust the proportions of some parts of the car, like the front end and the wheelbase, and so on. But this process only took me about 2 days, and after that, the stock vehicle was done. And on this stock car, I've got it sitting on a set of Volk GTCs, which, if that doesn't ring a bell, it's the wheel that's featured on the cover of Need for Speed Underground 2. So, now with our stock example out the way, the first thing I wanted to do whilst designing the body kit was to change the front bumper. I wasn't really too sure about the factory one. To me it just looks like an elongated Camry, but an idea popped into my head. Why don't I just use the front bumper from a Lexus LFA? So I quickly whipped up a shitty Photoshop of one as a proof of concept, and I did like the shape, but please excuse the execution of it. So I grabbed a front view of the car, blanked off all the vents, and started from scratch by adding new triangular side vents, as well as making a wider vent in the middle, and here we are. Now, I'm going to be adding a bit more detail into the model, of course, but this is my baseline for the design. So, now it's time to move on to... I'm going to start off the modelling of the body kit by firstly making the spoiler, and this was actually incredibly easy. I decided to use the spoiler that I made for a 997 Porsche project I made last year, and I simply just rescaled it and gave it some minor tweaks, and honestly, I really like the addition of it. I think I could just use this angle here and call it a day, but there was still a lot more things that I needed to do, such as these bonnet vents. I've designed these after the Bomex kit for the Mark IV Supra, where the inner vents were triangles and the outer vents were squares. But I definitely think the triangular vents tie in really well with the design we've got for the front bumper here. And I thought it would be nice to add a little bit of Supra DNA into our GR-GT. Now this was the part of the kit that pretty much took the most time to complete, and that was the front bumper. Now I am using the same basic design that I made in Photoshop, but as I went on I added a few more details, such as having the top part of the side intakes be slightly extruded outwards from the bumper, and adding another vent lower down in the middle. I also added some carbon fiber inserts to section off the middle vent a bit more. And once that was done, the front bumper was finished, and overall I'm really happy with the design, even though it took like 2 hours to finish it, but I'm pretty happy with it. Now I'm gonna move on to the fenders, which I didn't really want to do anything too crazy with it. It's still very much following the stock lines of the car, they're just being slightly widened. Next thing I wanted to do was modify the skirt, so from the front I modified this piece here, where on the standard car it would just cut off, but now I wanted it to flow and be more flush with the skirt, which also meant I had to change the side vent that was in the skirt as well, just so the skirt would be more flush with the rear fender at the back. Now I apologise, I forgot to record what I did to the back of the car, but it's really not that drastic. I only made a couple of changes. For starters, I got rid of the license plate holder and instead just made this little indent into the rear bumper, and then I decided to change the mufflers to have 3 tips instead of 2, whilst putting them in a shape of a triangle, kind of like a homage to the Lexus LFA, only it's the other way round. And with all of that, the kit is done. However, before I show it off, there was one more thing I wanted to add, and it's a neat little bonus section because you'll get to witness me learn something new, and that is... I've been wanting to put liveries on my projects for a while, and yes, some of my projects do include them. I just feel like I could do more to add on to them. There's some designs I have in my head that I just can't quite complete because there's certain designs that require me to draw stuff. However, the problem is, I really suck at drawing or sketching on paper or digitally. But for the GR-GT, I wanted to try something different. My idea comes from this frame in the Forza Horizon 6 trailer, where there's a giant, almost Gundam-like robot standing behind the car, and I thought it would have been awesome to include it as a part of the design of the livery. So I decided today's the day that I'm going to try and learn how to draw. So, whilst I was very confused by Inkscape's UI, I slowly got to grips with it and started to draw my design out. I thought just to make my life just a little bit easier, I would sketch over this royalty-free illustration instead. It's got the perfect pose I was looking for and everything. And so, after about an hour or so of drawing this design out, I decided to pop it into Photoshop, finish off the livery, and now the car is done. I hope you guys enjoy the finished product.
The world around me can't contain it. Just takes over me. Got me hooked and I'm addicted.